should I still be living at home? And when should I move out? As someone who is currently still living at home, I have a lot of experience and unfortunately mixed emotions on this topic, because I guess being over 30 and living at home, it's not necessarily ideal, and I am currently very much pursuing the option to leave that kind of, or move out and trying to change that. So I guess if you are also over 30, I think it is important to consider basically 30 is a really good cutoff, I think, age to consider, like, you need to kind of move out by then, because it teaches a lot just in the sense of being independent, beginning to kind of tick things that are important when it comes to bigger life milestones, like having a family, having a house, or even if you don't want to have a family, just having your own space and being able to feed yourself and take care of bills, which sound like easy things or just kind of checklist items, but they all just it's just necessary and it's important to do. Because at a certain time frame, what happens if you get older and older is it's like the stepbrother situation, and it's just a little bit more and more depressing every year if you need to kind of rely on, say, your parents or your family to take care of you. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with being with them, and there's a lot of good things about it, hanging out with them and treasuring your time that you have with them is all super important. But there is that stage where having your own space is almost crucial for your own social and emotional development, and even financial a little bit. And even if you are paying rent to your parents, I think having total control of your finances and what you want to do, and seeing where your bills are going, and the electricity, and being responsible for decisions that involve what insurance providers or what electricity providers you want to go with, all of that's very important. So I think it is kind of vital to teach that by 30. But if you're under 30 and watching this, I think you can be more forgiven these days for still choosing to remain at home because of the cost of living crisis and how expensive things are generally these days. It's far different from the generations of our parents, where the mortgages and the loan to income ratios that they had were just far lower, where compared to now it's just you need to be having a good paid job, or both parties relationship wise have to be working. You need that dual income status to just be able to carry it. So I think it's getting more and more common and more accepted, but that doesn't also exclude you from the fact that you shouldn't be not working or doing something. You shouldn't be just at home chilling. And I know it's so tempting to do that in terms of I'm just going to play Call of Duty and I'm going to watch your Sinead 195 play Call of Duty videos and just relax and chill. No, they need to see, your parents need to see, and just yourself, your future you kind of needs to see that you're actively pursuing something that is going to build towards a better life, towards that mortgage. And so if you show them steps, you're working all the time and you actually have a full-time job, and maybe you are paying rent for them, but you show them that you're diligently saving, that you're maybe not going out as much, you're very conscious with your money. All of that is telling them that this individual can take care of themselves. They are responsible parties. They know how to use money to their benefit. They know how to save it wisely, and they're going to be someone later on is going to be a great adult, hopefully, especially if you have a good job or a job that you like and you're also progressing towards that. All of it's this is tick, tick, tick. This is wonderful news to hear that you're just saving up for a house, and then chances are you're progressing well in life. Because there's so many measures to success in terms of what is success for you in your life, and it might not be with the family, or even you're owning your own home, or even having a job, although I would question couple of those aspects, you know, because they are very important for a reason, maybe for a video another day. But, you know, success generally means, are you able to take care of yourself? Can you hack it out there on your own? Now, I don't care if you don't want to have a mortgage. Maybe you want to rent. You know, don't want to have a phone provider, or you don't want to have a health insurance provider. But can you actually literally survive in the world functionally, and also in a way that's hopefully happy for you? That's all it is. That's all it. And I think going outside and moving out before 30 is you know, by 30 is trying to get you to that point. Because if you can't do those things, there's a bigger issues there, and you're, you know, likely going to feel a little bit less fulfilled in life, less structured, and a little bit more lost. Even if you hate the job that you currently have, at least it provides some sort of rigid routine to follow that keeps you kind of in check. And I think, I don't know if that's like a secret of jobs. They're like or a school where just, you know, that kind of chain of going to work provides people with something to do so that they don't go crazy and that they're not productive. Because if you're not productive and you're just like lounging around, to me, that's not really a happy life. And I know some people do that. Some people just like live on the dole, just, you know, bare minimum, the bare necessities. Or even some people are very nomadic, you know, moving around all the time, living paycheck to paycheck almost. I think they might experience moments of happiness, but I don't know if it's like deep down stability that provides them the happiness, which I think sometimes they crave. Because it gets to a point where, you know, you don't want to be quitting every job that you take and not being able to hold something down that keeps you steady. I think there's a level of stability that's required, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to have an adventurous lifestyle. So hopefully I'm going to wrap it up here, but like, hopefully all of that is kind of tickling what you think about your own life when it comes to when you should be moving out. And if you especially been noticing some passive aggression or some little bits and pieces there from your parents that are giving you signs and signals, I think you should consider moving out, because they want their own space as well. And it's also important that you're not being unfair to them, because they've raised you, and now like it's important to show them that you can live on your own, and to allow them back some sort of freedom that they had to sacrifice because they raised you as a child, and they had to sacrifice just their personal space and time and enjoyment to do that. Giving that back is also really important, and putting yourself in their shoes, I think, is another useful way to see things. So that's it for me. Enjoy this wonderful best play where I think I just go on an absolute tear. If you can just spawn camp them in Nuketown. God, I love Nuketown. I have so many wonderful memories of it. And I'm glad they brought it back in Black Ops 6. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.